Hey everyone, as you can see, I'm trying out a different place to film today. I tried to use the room I'd been using, but the lighting was really bad in there today, so I'm currently actually sitting in front of the front window in our house, so if anyone were to drive by and look in, they would think I was talking to myself. So we'll just see how this works. The lighting does seem a little bit better, but I'm not positive this is where all my videos will end up either. I'm just going to have to try a few places out and see what's best. So today I thought it would be fun to do my first top 5 Wednesday post. I haven't done one before, obviously, since I haven't had this booktube for very long, but I really liked this week's topic of the top 5 books I've read so far in 2014, so I thought I would go ahead and give it a shot. I have read a lot of ebooks this year, just because when I started my blog in February, I was getting a lot of requests to read ebooks and review them. And so I hadn't read a lot of physical books, so when I went to my bookshelf to look for physical books, I found that I haven't read a whole lot from my shelf this year. However, I did find 5 books that I really, really loved so far this year, and so I'm going to share those 5 with you. So number 5 would be A Little Something Different by Sandy Hall. This is actually an advanced reader copy. Look at how great that cover looks, though. I can't wait until it's actually out in that full cover. Instead of having all the red around it. I was sent this actually just last week from Swoon Reads, which is a new imprint from Macmillan, and it's going to be just a teen romance imprint, which sounds like it's right up my alley, so I would love to read probably anything that they decide to publish. This one was really, really good because it's in the perspective of 14 different people, none of which are the 2 main characters. And so you have all of these people who are trying to get these 2 main characters together. They're sure that they belong with one another, but you never get to see exactly what the 2 main characters are thinking. It's how everyone else sees them, and I thought that was really, really cool. It's like their roommates, his brother, a bus driver, a waitress, a barista, even a squirrel, which was really funny to me. I really enjoyed that part. So it's just definitely interesting seeing this couple come together through the perspectives and the viewpoints of people around them. So it was very interesting, a different take on a contemporary, and I really enjoyed it. Oh, this comes out in August. Number 4 would be Cinder by Marissa Meyer. It took me a long time to pick up this book. I didn't own it at first. I actually borrowed it from a friend at work, and she told me it was awesome, that I needed to read it. And I was like, yeah, okay. It took me a while to pick it up, and then it took me even longer to get into it. The very beginning was kind of slow for me, and I was thinking, oh no, I'm going to be the one person that doesn't like this book, so I was really worried about that. However, I actually really enjoyed it once I got into it. I have Scarlet and I have Cress. I have not read either of them yet, and so I really need to get to those. Number 3 is Divergent by Veronica Roth. It is the movie cover, only because it was a little bit cheaper and I wanted my husband to read it after I did. I plan to get all the hardcovers so that they match and look good on my shelf. I've read the whole series, but I don't own them all. I actually spilt water on this book too, so it's not in the best condition at this point. I read this book before the movie came out. I had quite a few of my middle school students who were really into it, and they were like, oh, Miss York, you have to read this. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll give it a try, and I really, really did enjoy it, and I saw the movie 3 times in the theater, so I like it a lot. Book number 2 is The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. Now, if I'm being honest, this book sat on my shelf for probably 3 or 4 years before I actually picked it up to read it this year, which is really sad. I heard great things about it, which is why I originally picked it up, and then I didn't read it. It just sat there, which I don't know why I got it if I wasn't going to read it. I do that same thing now still. But I am glad that I finally picked this up. Some other people were reading it, and they're like, oh, no, it's really good. You should read it. And I'm very glad I did. I've never read any other book that has death as the narrator, and it made for a very interesting outlook on the whole thing. It was a really, really good book. And then number 1 would be The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Once again, I have the movie edition, but this is because I just think they're really cute, so I wanted the cover. I do have the original cover in hardback, but I have someone borrowing it right now, so I don't have it to use in the video. So yes, I have 2 copies of the same book. I couldn't help it. I just love this book. It's another one that, you know, it got hyped up and the movie was coming out. I hadn't read it yet, so I did that thing that I hate when people do, and I jumped on that bandwagon and was like, okay, I'm going to read this book now. But I'm so glad I did. I've reread it twice since then, all this year. So when I should be reading other books on my bookshelf, I just keep picking this one up. But I really, really enjoyed it. I love the characters. I love the humor that John Green brought to it, and it was just an incredible story. So those are my top 5 books so far in 2014, excluding any ebooks that I've read that I really enjoyed. I didn't count any of those just because it's kind of difficult to show my Kindle and for you to see the picture. But I look forward to watching your top 5 Wednesday videos, and I'll see you guys next time.